So, some of you guys haven't wrestled before, some of you guys have, I'm sure you all have ran into this where someone collar ties you here and you just can't get this off, or they're just pushing on you and you just can't get them off you. Is that true? Have all you guys kind of been there before? Yep, perfect. So this is the perfect class for you, because what I like to do to get this off is something called the wrist snap, and then I like to punish people by, once I get their wrists off, I use double legs. So those are going to be the two skills we really covered today. So if I have my partner here and he's just putting both hands, not even a collar tie yet, just both hands here, and I just can't get my hands on the inside. I'm trying. Paul's just way too strong, which he is. So what's great is if they lean in here just like this, they're very susceptible to a snap because all their weight's coming forward and they have nothing to brace themselves. So all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to stay here, stay forehead to forehead. I'm going to take my hands here and I'm going to turn them into these little blades. If you've done karate before, kind of like a knife and block. So for here, I'm going to turn them like this. And then all I'm going to do is scale them up the arm, and I'm going to go at the wrist here and snap. Now, the reason I go up to this wrist is because if he puts the hands back up, if I try right here, he's strong here. His elbows can adapt to this. But if I go here, his wrist can't do anything. So I'm going to go up here. Now, I'm not going to just stay tall like this because it's still hard to break this. So I need to kind of move back a little bit to make space for these hands to come down. So here. Just like that. Now notice, this brings him down. That's exactly what we want. Then from there, we're not going to cover this today. You can always go for headlocks, go to leg attacks, things like that. But for now, all I want you guys to focus on is one partner just going to go like this. They're going to push in, nice and easy. When you're ready, I want you to step back, take your hands here, bring them up to the wrist, snap here. That's the reaction we want. I want you guys just to get 3 or 4 of those in a row, then switch who does it. And then once we get comfortable with that, we'll move on to single arm wrist snaps. I've got Paul here. Let's say he's not just resting on my shoulders here, he's actually collar tying me, and we're basically ear to ear. This is tough. And it's going to be really hard for me to wrist snap this collar tie, and depending on where this hand is, I might not be able to get this off either. So what I like to do is, while I'm here, I don't want to just hang in here like this, because in wrestling, if you've ever, not to hate on the heavyweights, but if you ever watch the heavyweights, you'll see a lot of matches just sit here for like a minute or two. It's usually when you're tired. Even with lightweights, I've done this before, I got tired and I'm just like, please don't do anything, please. We don't want to be like that. We want to create action, score, and make it exciting for people. So all we're going to do is, we're not going to hang out here. We're going to take this hand here, on the side that I'm not collar tied, and all I'm going to do is extend. Now notice when I extend like this arm lengthens. And now we're back to that forehead to forehead position. So it's a very simple thing to do, very effective. So we're here. I don't want to hang out here. I'm going to extend him, and now I can wrist snap. So we're not doing double wrist snaps here, we're just doing one. So he has 2 hands here. What we were doing before is this. Now all we're doing is just one. Just like that. So we're here, ear to ear. I don't want to hang out here. I extend with this arm, wrist snap, just like that. Key thing when you guys wrist snap, change your level with it. So as I'm here, I change my level. A lot of times when he's off balance, he tries to regain his balance. So he'll come back up. And now look, we're already down here, and what we're going to do next is a double leg. So we're going to step in, go right for the glass double. So right now, I just want you guys to just work on here, ear to ear, extend this arm, gets you forehead to forehead, snap, change your level. That's all we're going to do right now. No double leg yet, we'll throw that in next. So I got Paul here. Now we're going to start working into doubles, blast doubles. So I competed at the ADCC Chicago Open, what was that, like a month and a half ago? Jeez, time flies. And wrist snaps and blast doubles is basically all I did. And it works against everyone. And I was competing against black belts and stuff, and it's working on all these guys. So if you can just get used to a good wrist snap and a blast double and level changing, you're going to be really solid. Especially in Jiu-Jitsu with wrestling level. It's still coming up, but it's getting better. So I got Paul here. Now this will work if he's coming in with the double shoulder post or if we're in this collar tie. So we'll start with the double shoulder post here. So Paul's storming in here. I'm gonna step back, wrist snap. Now why it's super important to change our level here is because he's not gonna stay like this. No, you're not. So he's gonna come up. As he comes up, all I wanna do with this blast double is there's two different ways we can do it. There's one where you can just stay standing, where I'm just here and I just step in and go. Or there's the one that we learned in wrestling, where there's the penetration step, come in like this. But a lot of people have a hard time learning the penetration step, so I actually really recommend just the blast double one, because also in Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of people stand taller. It's easier to hit. So we're here, I snap his wrist away. Now as he comes up, perfect. What I want to do for this blast double is I want my head to hit him right in the sternum here, or if it's not perfectly on the sternum, it can be a little above or a little below. I want to step in with this foot, my lead leg, just like this, here. And now the last thing I'm going to do is grab right behind the thighs, right here. Now I'm going to be really nice with this because you can easily wreck someone with this. So, change my level, stepping in, grabbing the thighs. Now as I drive, he's going to start to go down. One thing we have to be very careful of in Jiu-Jitsu is if we keep running through this, and I go here, now he might give the head to my legs. I know leg locks aren't a big thing, Paul. I think now we can end up in really bad situations. So we want to have a controlled blast level. So as I'm here, I change my level. I step in, I hit. The second he starts going down, I'm coming down with him. Now what I love to do from this is I keep my arms around these legs, and I'm actually going to lock my hands, or go butterfly grip. And I'm going to squeeze my elbows together, just like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right here. Now when I have him like this, his legs are pinched together, and it's going to be really hard for him to follow me as I try to do a side control. So I keep him pinched here, I'm putting my shoulder in his lower abs, and I walk around. I even like to kind of bridge him a little bit sometimes, just to really scare him. Now I start working on it. So back up. Right here, he posts my shoulders, I step back. Wrist snap. He comes up, perfect. Now I'm stepping in, hitting with my head here in the sternum, grab behind the thighs, driving in. As he starts coming down, I'm coming down with him, locking my hands, pinching my elbows, shoulder in the abs, walk around here, final. Now, some people might not be as comfortable with this blast double where we're going head right into the sternum, and that's okay. Reagan actually asked an awesome question. Can you go head outside? So just head outside double. So as I'm here, and I snap, and he starts to come up, the answer is yes. So head outside double, all I'm gonna do is same thing, I'm gonna step in here. Now my head's gonna shoot outside here. Now in Jiu-Jitsu, you have to be very careful of getting guillotined here. So the way you're gonna get guillotined is, if I'm shooting in here, I'm extended like this, my hips aren't in, and my head's pointing down, I'm gonna probably get guillotined. Or, if he's not going to guillotine me, he's in a great position to just sprawl with it. So, the way I like to shoot this double leg and avoid getting guillotined is I wrist snap him, he starts coming back up, I step in. Now, as my head's coming out here on the outside, I'm stepping up with my trail leg. Now notice, my back's straight, my hips are in here, my head's up. Now as my head's up here, it's really hard for him to sort of reach back and get this guillotine, or at least get it tight, versus if I'm here. Now you can really get a good bite on it. Now once I'm here, you don't want to just hang out here and just try to lift him, because as I lift him here, now he can really wrap around my neck, maybe get me back down, I'm in trouble. So I'm staying here. The second I get here and I have this angle, I'm actually going to start running and driving this way. So I'm keeping his legs here, and without Paul, this is basically what the motion looks like. I'm running in front of him, and then my hands here are peeling his legs out. It's kind of like a matador. So here, I wrist snap, I step in, head outside, turn the corner, right here. And then we finish in the same spot. I like to go shoulder right on the lower abs, and then keep those legs tight with the butterfly lock, or however you guys like to lock there. So one more time. We're doing the same thing with your partner. As you guys do a few reps, try to make these tie-ups a little tighter too. So maybe it's going collar tie. I extend here. I go here, comes up. I step in, head outside. Trail leg comes around. Now I'm driving. Right. Any questions on that? Yep, nail it. One more time? Yeah, absolutely.
And if you do the bull thing,
I'm doing the bull thing. All right, so we're here. I hear a snap. All I'm gonna do is the same thing we were doing before, except instead of my head going center, I'm gonna step in, head's gonna go outside. Now from here, it's really hard to drive this way. I'm not strong here. So what I wanna do instead is I wanna get an angle. So this leg in the back here, my trail leg, it's gonna step around. Now I have a good angle. Now from here, I'm gonna start running. Moving his legs out. Now you're gonna take him. Is that good? Awesome. Any questions? Awesome. 1, 2. Doubles. Double wrist snaps. So we now know how to wrist snap and use that to get to doubles. Now what we're gonna do is throw in some fakes. So, we're here. I would say this is really the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to really just keeping your opponent on skates. So if you're here and you wrist snap, right now they're just like, I don't know where I'm at, I need to recover, get back to where I was. Now as they come back up, sometimes they're really good at just defending a double leg. And they still might be able to regain their composure before you shoot. So, we gotta keep them on skates, keep them on their toes, whichever phrase you like. So, as I'm here, I snap, he comes up, he's still ready to go. So I'm like, the double's not gonna work. Or maybe I have shot a double and he's already stopped it a few times. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna act like I'm gonna shoot the double. Yes, trickery. So, I'm here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step in like this. Just like we're doing when we're shooting the double, I'm gonna use my hands and my body to show intent. So what I mean by that is, I'm here, just like that. That's it. We had a drill in college where after practice, my coach would make me find a line, and all I would do is step over it and go like that. Now, if you miss any one of those pieces, it's really hard to sell it. So they're not gonna fall for the fake. So if I just go like this, they're probably not gonna bite on it. If I just go like this, they're probably not gonna bite on it. Or if I just go like that, like this, he's not gonna react to this. So I need to throw all those together. So I'm here, I wrist snap, he comes up, I go like this, he brings the leg back. Now as he steps back forward, now I shoot. So there is a bit of a timing element to this. Sometimes in a match, just to really feel out your opponent, see how they react to things, you can be out here, you can wrist snap, see what they do. Maybe they tie up again, wrist snap, circle. Wrist snap, he comes back up. I think, he brings the leg back. Now he steps back, now I go. So you can use the fakes and the wrist snaps to see how they react to things, and then once you have a good sense of that, you can use it to go. So, any questions on that? Awesome. All I want you guys to do is, now we're gonna put it all together. So, my partner's driving in with 2 hands on my shoulders, forward collar tied. All you're gonna do is wrist snap, get out of here. You can do a few of these in a row. Maybe after this one, I shoot a double. Or, he goes again, I wrist snap, I throw a fake. Partner, when I fake, if it's good, throw your leg back, just so we can practice what someone would actually do in a match. And then when you're comfortable and you're ready to go, I fake, brings the leg back, comes back in, I go. Make sense? Awesome. 1, 2.